What's going on? What's going on, good people?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? This is Lamar, and that's my brother Casey Fowler, and this is episode 128 of the Foul Language Podcast.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Hey, and like any other episode, man, get your headphones on if you're at work, put the kiddies to bed, get your accessories right, because you might just hear some foul language. Let's get it, man. Let's go.
Got that right. Roll the intro.
Perfect.
All right, everybody, before we kick things off, let's talk about these accessories this evening. So what you got, brother?
Me, man, I got some vodka here, my new cup that my wife got me today. I said I'm going to break this guy out,
All right.
And then for my cigar here, I got me a Alados.
Aladino. No, that's an Alado. Oh, I don't know that one.
Alados. It's a Cuban original blend, whatever. It's from Cuba. So yeah, pretty good.
So that cigar out the alley though.
Pretty good so far. Pretty good pairing. We'll see how it goes as the show goes on. How about you, man? What you got going on over there?
All right. So first of all, let me say, I'm getting over something. A little cough. Really, that's all I really had is a cough and some congestion, a little drainage, and that's really it.
You just got old nigatosis.
I could. I mean, that's very, very true. Very possible. Felt that way. You did, because I was like, man, I feel just like you did last week.
Yeah.
I was actually editing that episode, and I was like, man, I don't want to be choking like him. So, dude, I want to smoke a cigar because, you looked rough by the end, boy. Like you was not gonna make it. But I think that's because you choked on some smoke, though.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was like, man, I'm not gonna smoke a cigar tonight. But as the day went on, I was like, you know what? I need the cigar.
Yep, I inhaled my cigar last week like a fucking novice.
Yep, I was like, this is going to happen, and I may pay for it tomorrow, but it'll be worth it. But to balance it out, I went with I was gonna do a hot toddy, but I remembered Kim had bought some cider from Trader Joe's, so I heated that up. And since we are not on the fast, you can have some bourbon in the cider. So I've got my little cup right here. This is let me represent this. It's my homeboy from high school. Yeah, he brewed. I think he still brews coffee. So the coffee enthusiast, if you're into coffee and he still brews, he makes some pretty good stuff. I need to check himself.
Plug.
And then I got my refill when I run out. So we good. Hopefully that stays warm. And that's what we got. So hopefully we'll make it through in one piece.
Oh yeah, man. I think you'll be just fine with your cider. So we're just gonna go ahead and go on while he drinking cider and his bourbon.
Oh, you better be. That's all right. I'm drinking my spiked cider.
Wait a minute, man. What you smoking?
We got so busy focused on the cider. You're right. My bad. I got a old classic, an Oliva V Milano. This is a 2023 edition.
Yep, that was the same one I was just about to grab. If I grabbed this one, bro, the exact same one. I said, "Dang, I want this one." No, I don't. I'll wait.
Yeah, see, I wanted this one because I knew it wasn't too strong, and I knew it was a good cigar, and I knew it wouldn't get overpowered by the cider and all that going on. So,
wonderful. Can't let it overpower the cider. Can't.
Nope, sure can't. Oh, it ain't gonna bother me. After you was Mr. Hot 12 on the cigar last week, bro, I don't even care.
Hey, man. It's a rough week.
I don't care.
I could barely breathe on this motherfucker last week. It's my
I don't even care. All right, everybody, we'll check back in later.
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time again. We like to break something positive from our world into y'all's in this ever negative world that we in right now, man. It's called What's Best in Life for the Whipple. So, brother, what's best in life?
So first of all, we talk about bringing in positive stuff. I'm positive. He's not. We're just going to start with that. I'm in a good mood. He's not. I don't know what's going on with the guy today. He's just angry for some reason. But anyway,
no anger.
What's best in life? Wibble, all of the above. Let's see what's going on this week. I mean, it was a work week. Stuff happened. I made it through. We early voted. That was a thing. Yeah, it took a lot to decide to do that. It was a little touch and go there for a minute, but I went on and did my civic duty. Yep. So, found out the Overlord movie is coming next week to the DFW area. So, going to go see one of my favorites, Eins Outgone, in theaters for his next movie. And so that's gonna be exciting. We're gonna make a little date night out of it, go to a nice restaurant, and that's gonna be fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. It's a good it's a place called Whiskey Cake. So they have like a whole bunch of whiskeys and you can do whiskey flights. And they have a whole bunch of cake and a whole bunch of good food. So everybody's covered on that front. So we good on that one. We may go, I haven't decided. There's a free anime convention in Mesquite, which is about an hour and 15 minutes away from us. So I was thinking about taking the family. The North Texas Gundam Club. There's a Gundam place. They're throwing 15% off if you represent the club and mention the club in there. So I thought about going to that for that. See if I can pick up some more kits. They also have on the side for the adults. They have the otaku tattoo exhibit. So if you want to get like a anime themed tattoo, you can go over there and check that out. But I don't think I'm going, since if I go, I probably had a family, and they have like voice actors. So Simone, one of her favorites is Black Clover. Asta's voice actor is going to be here. So if we go, we'll let her get in the line to meet Asta's voice actor. I guess in big news, I hadn't told you yet. I was waiting to see if it was going to go live before we record it, but I don't think it has unless it goes live while we're on right now. But whenever it does, I'll put the link in the group chat. But I did my first interview on YouTube for MF and Research. So a dude reached out, said, hey, found your channel. I was actually looking for some EDC stuff. Your channel came up. I like your reviews. So would you mind coming on and doing an interview and just talk about like your content creator journey? And of course, I shouted us out on FLP and kind of, let people know that the tone's a little different if you come over here, but
come on, it's fun over here.
But yeah, so yeah, he actually gave me some pointers on some things we can do, because basically his thing is basically just like this: two people talking for about an hour or so, and ways to get that out into more eyeballs. So it's definitely cool. So definitely built a resource. So
is it on your channel, or where can we watch it?
It's not. So once I get it, he'll send me the link, and then I can post the link. And he's also going to send me like clips that he cut up that I can also put on my social media if I want to.
Oh, well, that's all right too.
Yeah, so he hadn't done it yet, but it's coming, I guess. So I'd imagine if not by the end of the weekend, by the time this episode is out, it'll be well out by then. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, it was a pretty good interview. First interview. That was at the beginning of me getting sick, so I made it through the interview and felt like I was gonna get somebody an offer they couldn't refuse by the end, by the way my voice was sounding. So made it. And I've been drinking tea all week. I think I'm getting on the other side of it, so definitely excited about that. First cigar since last, I think, Saturday, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, we're gonna make it. What about you, man? What is best? Oh, my bad. Man. I forgot.
Go ahead.
Took the kids trick-or-treating. I mean, that was fun. Yeah, Simone didn't want to go with us. Wasn't ready for that quite yet. But I mean, her whole friend group kind of went in front of us because they all live in the same doggone neighborhood. So it was fine. So trick-or-treating. We did it. So now, what is best in life?
Oh man. For starters, MF and Research, man. You're doing fucking fantastic, bro. Keep that shit up, man. It's been almost a year since I said get your shit together, man, to come on back.
You did.
Back. And you know what I'm saying? You're doing the shit, man. So that's definitely what's best in life, dog. That's
so based on what I seen on TikTok, you gonna take that advice too, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know
I know what I'm talking about.
At all, man. Other than that, we got the Cultural Fest happening this weekend around here. So we're gonna go to that on Sunday because I gotta get my retwist tomorrow. I gotta get right and shit, you know what I'm saying? took the kids trick or treating too. Went to Keontae school. They did some little trunk or treat, and the band played and all this other shit. And Caucasians made us feel out of place. And there was like only 2 other highly melanated families there. And they were
They play like Sweet Caroline or something.
They played fucking Frankenstein and some other bullshit. But I mean, you know, it's what it is. It's what it is. When we came back home and got candy and all that good shit. Dragon Age Veilguard came out, so I started playing that shit. Been excited about that. Been waiting on that shit for about 10 years, man. So that's out. Playing that, man. That shit's fun. Shit. What else is going on, man? We pressed go on the Joe Coy ticket, so we'll be going to go see Joe Coy towards the end of this month. So real excited about that one, man.
I'm trying to think if we saw him live before. Yeah, I think we have seen him live.
I think you said y'all seen him back in the day where he was like big.
Yeah. We seen him before he knew who he was. Yeah.
Press go on the cruise for this summer. So that's definitely gonna happen. Getting that shit rolling and shit like that, man.
I don't know how you gonna do on the cruise, bro. Make sure your prescriptions is good.
I don't know. I'm gonna make sure my prescription is good. Believe me, my prescription will be good. It will be great. It will be phenomenal.
Just be careful. That's all I tell you.
What else is going on, man? That's pretty much it, man. Like you said, something about TikTok, Melanin Warriors. I'm about to start getting Melanin Warriors back in action. You know what I'm saying? This week I'm gonna take the time to work on some scripts. I found the rest of my army pictures. That was really kind of my hold up, because I had all my pictures from deployment that I wanted to put on the last 2 episodes of, you know, pros and cons of the army, and couldn't find them on her. Didn't know where the movers packed it in. So I finally fucking found it, luckily, looking for something else. And
it's always how it works.
Fuck it. It's time. That means it was time for it to come back. That's all it meant. So that's coming back. And yeah, man, it's been a phenomenal actually past couple of days, man. The family just been chilling. Everything's been going the way it's supposed to go, knocking out school work and shit, and you know, just breathing. And yeah, so shout out to our sister, man. Our niece, her youngest daughter, Paris, she's doing her dedication on Sunday. I know I don't believe in it, so sorry. I already told him I wasn't gonna make it. Janeke might go. That's her prerogative if she gonna go, but I just want to shout them out because they're doing that on Sunday, and you know, family is everything around this motherfucker, bro. So the last thing, man, before we move on, is we also went to my oldest daughter's boyfriend's basketball game. I think that was last night or the night before last. I can't remember which fucking night it was now. But we went out there, man, got to see him play basketball or whatever. They didn't win, but it was all good. I had all my kids out there. Taylor was out there. Her boyfriend, Freddie, and them. So, you know, we had a big little squad supporting them out there.
A little showing. That's cool. That's cool. I'm sure you appreciated that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now I got one more wibble to cover before we move on. Tomorrow, I may have mentioned before, Simone started volleyball lessons. So tomorrow, her first game is tomorrow morning at 8:00 in the morning.
Yep. You know what? I remember one time when I had to get up for Keontae at fucking like 8, 9 in the morning for soccer, and you was like, sucks to be you.
Well, next week it's 9, and then after that they're all in the afternoon. So this is
yeah, man, y'all take some video, man. Put that shit in the group chat.
Yeah, man. We will.
Hell yeah. Cool. Go Simone. You got it, baby. Crush him.
That's right.
Spike. Hit him motherfucker in the nose with the ball. Give it to him. Yeah. My niece gonna kill it. God damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually in the hunt for a new type of weapon in mind. I'm gonna talk about it when it is my turn to speak, but I just wanted to bring this one in, man, because I'm really curious more about a couple of weapon ideas other than firearms that you would everyday carry and things like that, man. So what EDC weapon ideas would you have if you want to carry a pistol on?
So as those that may or may not know, MF and research is basically centered around like EDC and EDC adjacent type stuff. I don't delve into firearm content too much, just because YouTube doesn't like it too much. So I kind of keep that off. But if we weren't gonna have one, I mean, the first thing obviously is gonna be a knife. I mean, that's obviously something fixed blade, either attached in the place of a firearm. Really that's it. Just a pin, just on my belt somewhere. Or, yeah, really can't think of any a better place than on my belt. So I mean, some people have little neck knives, but nah, I'm good on that. And tactical pin, I mean, is another one with the little either like a reinforced end or something for like striking or things like that. There's batons out there that you can get that collapse pretty small. I mean, the simple thing is really pepper spray. I mean, and I'd even recommend that to people who carry firearms. Is just have a little tube of pepper spray. I was talking to Kim about pepper spray maybe day before yesterday about maybe considering adding some to her purse just for certain times. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a good one to have. I mean, it's non-lethal, and man, there's so many places you can go with this. I mean, they have like there's a whole non-lethal set of deterrents that you can use. They have tasers. They have these. I forgot what the little. I think they even sell like pepper balls of it's little pellets of concentrated pepper. It gives you a little more distance and control than a pepper spray, and you can kind of create some distance. And I think they have other little pellets like that that are kind of like in pistol form, so you can use that as protection. I mean, another thing. I mean, I don't know if I would consider it, but just going through options and brainstorming, I see some EDC photos and some people carry slingshots. Slingshots are actually big. I won't say big, but there's a niche for like tactical slingshots, if you will, that actually do some pretty good damage. Some are even.
I can't take a motherfucker serious, bro. Just back up, bitch. I can't take him serious.
Now if you say back up and you got a steel ball bearing in there, you take him serious.
Go ahead,
you with the
balloon. Halt, foul knave. My slingshot shall dispatch thee.
Yeah. So I mean, they have them that are the traditional, and then I've even seen some that are like basically some elastic cord, and you wear like a bracelet, and it's got a little bead on it, and you can either hook something to make that like a small little Spidey style, or they even use it as like a windshield breaker. Like if you ever get trapped in your windshield or in your car, an easy way to break your windshield. It'll have like a little titanium bead on there or something, and you can use that. But I'm just thinking real quick. I mean, those are some of the options I think I would consider. I mean, out of all those that have came across my brain, that I just dumped just then, because I think I dumped a lot of them. I would go knife and pepper spray. That would be my probably winning combination. Unless I were going to like one of the like little pepper ball guns or something like that. But I would say knife and pepper spray. Definitely. So what are you considering, man? Let's hear about this.
Oh man. First, for suggestions for you guys out there, your fucking forehead. That's one of the hardest bones in your fucking body. Head butt them bitches right in the motherfucking nose, and I bet that'll change their whole fucking.
You've heard that at least on 10 episodes here.
Yes, we have. I just saw a new technique on TikTok too. It's called hood fighting 101. I'm gonna try it. Anyway, but seriously though, so I was joking with Keontae about it at first, but then I started and thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Not only could this potentially be better on time, and I'm saving a life actually, because if I shoot you, you're dead. That's it. If I beat you, that gives you time to get your life together and realize you got something to fucking live for or some shit.
So you somebody whooping. All right, pops.
No. So I was joking about a baton. So I told Keontae, I just mac, motherfucker.
But see, you got to be careful with them batons though, because certain materials and certain hair strikes can be close to lethal, if not lethal. So
yeah, but I still want a fucking baton. That's what it is. I'm looking for a really nice baton to
like
just
collapsible joint.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw one at the flea market, but it didn't have a case and it was kind of rusted in the creases. So I was like really like looking, bro. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I was
spend a little money on that because that's where they're gonna fail is that deployment. Because the last thing you want is that bad boy to have ED when you're trying to use it and you ain't got no
yeah,
baton.
right.
So
So I was thinking about actually going to the gun show this next weekend and seeing what they got out there in terms of that. But
that's not
other
a
than
bad
that,
bet.
knife, because you know what I'm saying, I always have a knife somewhere on my person at all times,
Mhm.
whether I got my firearm on me or not. Because you know, close combat is close combat. So you know, if I can't get you long range, I'm just gonna your ass real motherfucking quick, and that's gonna be that. But other than that, a taser. But I wouldn't want the close up taser. I want the shit that can shoot your ass and you ride the fucking lightning with that motherfucker. I want the prongs to stick to you and your ass start doing this shit right here. Like I want that if I'm gonna get a taser. I don't want the little fucking the big ass candy bar shit just and then that no, I don't want that one. I want to but tasers are a good deterrent. Hell, they can kill somebody too, you know what I'm saying, cause a heart attack or some shit, depending on how long you tase them. So, you know, always do your fucking research on all these weapon ideas, like Lamar said with the batons. Certain material, yeah, you bust a motherfucker in the right spot in the head, hit him in the sweet spot, and that's over with. He dead. Blunt force trauma, bludgeoning, if you will. So you know, there's certain things you got to think about when it comes to that, and you just go with what fits you best. I mean, some people are more comfortable with the taser. Some people, like I said, are more comfortable with pepper spray. I recommend it to my daughters to always keep some sort of non-lethal protection
Yeah.
on them at all times. And I ain't gonna say what my daughters have because I don't know who the hell's watching this. And oh shit, I know exactly what his daughters have. Now I gotta come find you. So we're not even gonna do that. So they have theirs and my son has his, and I'm trying to my oldest son, guys, he has his what he has, and trying to get him into more uh non-lethal things like batons and stuff like that. I can't say a knife is non-lethal because that bitch is very fucking lethal. Like neck, you're dead. But yeah, man. But I really do want a baton because not only will, like I said, I won't be taking a fucking life. You'll just be taking a really good ass whooping, and I'll have a good laugh about it later. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So I do something that you said that was interesting. What was that? The slingshot thing. Like I've never seen that before. I'm circling back around on a fucking slingshot. Like, do they have like little holsters and shit, or like?
Man, dude, it is hardcore. Like they have holsters, they have like carbon fiber material. I mean, it's like anything, man.
Mm,
You can you can spend as much as you want to spend on a particular thing once you get into the fringes. So I mean, you have like certain composites, certain high tensile strength rubbers, the bearings that you use, um, if you use a bearing at all. Um, some people just will use rocks. The if it's on your arm, like on your forearm, and you kind of pull it like that, or if you just hold it old school, the whole approach, or you just pull that bad boy in out like Dennis the Menace or something like that.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's intense. I mean, and they even are small too, so like you have a little bitty one, and you can just pew and just go. But I don't think I'd want one. I mean, just because time is of the essence when you think about it. I mean, you got to go in, grab it, get your little load, pull back, aim. By that time, you're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, you absolutely stabbed, shot, or punched in the
I
face.
mean, because if you've ever watched like USCCA has some videos, especially which were eye opening to me, which shows like how long, like they show like a person with a knife and a person with a firearm, and they'll show like how much ground that person can gain on that firearm person before they actually draw and take the shot. And
A
you
lot.
would think they can get to a lot, and at certain distances, in certain conditions, with a knife, they can get to you faster than you draw your firearm before you even
Yeah.
draw your firearm in some cases. So just imagine if you got this doggone pea shooter and you about to hold on.
You wait a minute. Let me pull this
Yeah.
something bitch back.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know
honestly, I
why I do
think
that accent. don't know.
I don't either. I think most of them, honestly, I mean, people get interested. I mean, it's just like in the EDC community, there's a lot of people that have like lock picking sets. And I think what happens is it becomes an interesting idea and it's a just in case thing. And then it looks good on Instagram. And next thing you know, there's a whole market for them.
Yeah. I did want like a magazine fed crossbow though. I did want one of those. Those are good for home defense and it won't make a lot of noise. Won't wake up the babies and everybody still be safe. I think those are like, I think I want one of those.
And because I'm in Texas, since we're talking about it, and we've given our serious points now, let's have some fun now. Since I'm in Texas,
fucking battle.
If it's more, stuff hits the fan at some point in time, you will catch me with my Hita Mitsurugi style on here or something, or my Conan in here with a nice sword or something on these things.
Hey,
ready to go.
I got 2 sharpened right now that's ready if I need
them. It is legal to carry a broadsword in Texas, man. You can carry a sword.
It is. Didn't somebody have like a duel or some shit a couple years ago?
Yeah, I will never forget. No, so what happened was, when I was in a motorcycle accident years ago, and they took me to the emergency room. Yeah, I was in the emergency room, and the guy in the room next to me, I couldn't see him, but you could just hear like the nurses and the doctors talking to him, and the police were coming and different people trying to figure out the story because my man had a sword in him. And he was trying to say that he fell on it. And so he said him and his friends were walking and he fell and the sword stabbed him. But the way they were saying that he fell, that didn't really make sense. So it seemed like it was one of those have at thee moments. And he came out on the weak side of the duel or something, but
he had no hands.
He
go back to training, big fella. You need to go back to training.
I don't know if that's hands. I mean, that's not even fisticuffs. I mean, that's swashbuckling or something, man. He ain't have it.
Walking around with a whole fucking battle axe.
No, sword play. He ain't got no sword play skills, man. That's the word.
He does not have no sword play.
So, yeah, man. Crazy stuff. But yeah, man, that's all I got on that one.
That's insane.
Any ideas?
Fucking battle axe. Or you know what? Something else I had before somebody stole it from me in Mississippi sometime. My combat axe I had from deployment. I used to carry that motherfucker around under my seat. I don't know why I was under my seat. It was just there. It's just another form of weaponry. And I was like, fuck it, ain't going about my motherfucking business. Sometimes if I couldn't get to the pistol quick enough, if I hear bumping tonight, I'm grabbing my motherfucking axe. Like, I chuck this bitch. Like I would practice throwing that motherfucker at the tree and all that shit. Sucked at it. But it is what it is. But
yeah, man. I was gonna say a bat, but when you said EDC, I was thinking of everyday carry, you being on the go. So I didn't think about a bat because I mean you're not just be walking up and down the street like you Negan from Walking Dead with a bat. But
I want one of them staffs, bro. You see them staffs on like TikTok and Instagram?
They're
big.
Yeah,
you go to a full fuck. Yeah. Give me one of them. See if you fucking with me then.
Right.
Like, oh shit, this motherfucker real. Let's get out of here.
Right. But I used to in college we had a bat under the bed. It had assorted nicknames depending on who was referring to it. So, but it was ready. I left it when I graduated, but yeah, it made it through. I think I bought it in junior year. Sophomore year, and I had it every year.
Yeah, we had a wooden bat, man. I broke it killing a rat. It was a weak ass bat, I guess.
Hard ass swing. That's what that sounds like.
It was a jab. I didn't even swing a jab. That shit snapped.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, man, y'all let us know. What kind of weapons other than firearms do you recommend someone carry or that you carry? You ain't gotta put no details in it. Just give us a little something, man. Because I mean, a baton is not a good option for me. Somebody put that in the comments too, man. If y'all don't think I should get a baton, give me some other options that is equivalent to a baton. I'd love to see what you guys out there think.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So this is new for me. So let me hurry up and bring this in. How your accessories treating you, man?
Good, man. I mean, the cigar is kind of burning faster as it's going along, but I mean, it's decent. I mean, it's plain. It's not overpowering. It's a little on a mild. It's a little over mild, basically. That's the best way I can describe
Mm,
the cigar. And the vodka, man, it's just the vodka. I went with the 100 proof Amsterdam this time, so drinking the
mm.
black label, New
Oh,
Amsterdam black label.
well,
So
look at that.
yeah, pretty good, man. It's actually better than the regular one. I like it better. But yep,
Cool.
vodka and cigars, man. That's my shit. How about you, man?
The cigar is pretty good, man. I don't know if it's because it's my first cigar in a little bit, or it's a good cigar, or it's a combination of, or I've been wanting a cigar for a good bit of time this day, or a combination of three. I've been smoking it a little fast. It's not that it's burning fast. It's me. I know I'm smoking it fast. So I got nobody to blame but myself on that one. I'm gonna try to slow down a little bit because I think it started to go out a little bit, but from there I've been smoking it kind of fast. The cider with the bourbon in it is Russell's Reserve bourbon in there.
Mhm.
That's good, man. I mean, I
Yeah, I
think it's
probably
when you
buy that.
don't want the full alcohol, man. You can get your good little bourbon and some cider.
Yeah, that shit should clean you out a little bit. Help with the
That's what
cough.
I'm hoping on, man. That is what I'm hoping.
Yeah, yeah. Grown man shit. I'm fucking with you earlier, but that's some grown man shit you're doing
Oh,
over there.
I don't care. I don't
I
care at all.
respect it. I respect it.
Cool. We'll have one more check in for you, let you know how things turn
Yes,
out.
sir.
Okay. So, I mean, you see it all the time. Follow your dreams, whatever. Go big or go home. Just how people do it. Or some people be like, I took the practical approach. I did what was realistic to me. And a lot of people say they took the same, like, did they take the chance on, hitting it big as a whatever? Or did they just stick with the job that they knew was going to pay good, have good benefits and a pension, or whatever the case? I mean, whatever it is you want to look at, but that's usually where you see it. Is it like, do I take a risk and start my business, or do I stick with this 9 to 5 that's going to really, that's going to basically be a pension? Um, so what do you think? Should one follow their dreams, or should they, be realistic and be more practical in their approach?
If your dream is realistic and the practical approach to get you to your dream, then do that. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But either or, I mean, it really just depends. You know what I'm saying? Like, take me for example. One point, I wanted to rap. That's what I wanted to do, man. I thought I was pretty fucking decent at the shit. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to fucking run the rap. That's my dream. I wanted to be on TV and blah 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 blah. That didn't actually happen. You know what I'm saying? I ended up having kids and having things to do, and then practical seemed like the best way to get shit done. Then I tried it
Mm-hmm.
again, and then next thing I know, hey, I'm joining the fucking army now. 15 years in the army. Now I'm out. Now it's kind of like, all right, Kevin, now what the fuck you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it depends on your situation, really, man. I mean, if you're in a situation where you can pursue something that you dreamed of being for since you were like 4, and you can actually achieve those things, and you know you can achieve it, or you got the other end where like I said, I was a young dad, young family, had to take care of this family, and I didn't have time to chase dreams. And a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure even now, feel like, oh, I don't have time to chase dreams or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they deal with the same bullshit 9 to 5, day in day out. I'm not saying that their 9 to 5 is bullshit, but they deal with the same thing because it's just a check, it's just a check, it's just a check. But I really feel like all people have some sort of fucking talent that can actually ultimately get them paid. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm leaning more towards as I continue to ramble just a little bit is follow your dreams if it's attainable, basically. I mean, if you're good at something, figure out what you're good at, figure out what you have a passion for, and
Mm-hmm.
that same dream could easily turn into something practical and you're still making your money either fucking way. So it's kind of tricky if you really think about it, man. I didn't really think about that shit when I put it on the fucking spreadsheet. How tricky follow your dreams versus going practical is, man. So I'm just gonna pass on to you, hear what you got to fucking say, because I'm over here like, fuck, do you follow your dreams or do you go fucking practical? I don't really motherfucking know. It's tricky. So what do you think?
I mean, I think you do both. I mean, it's really what I think. I mean, I think you have to look at your dreams, look at what they are and look at how you achieve them. I mean, it's kind of weird because too, what I'll go by, there's the faith side of it. People will say, faith the size of a mustard seed, and belief will get you there and all that good stuff. And I mean, to some degree, that is true. Your faith will get you there, but you can't, think that faith and whatever religion you believe in, your God, will get you to being a singer if you can't sing.
Can't sing. You right.
I mean, that's where I think you have to be realistic. I mean, your dream could be to be a rapper, but if you ain't got no bars, or if your style of rap ain't what's popping right now, or was ever popping, because I mean, there's like those battle rappers that are, good, that'll never, get big just because that's never really been popular. Or, those what do they call them? Lyrical spiritual rappers that are, big words and scientific concepts and real smart flows linked together and double entendres and hidden metaphors and similes and all the complicated stuff. Yeah, I mean, not even conscious rappers. It's not just conscious rappers. So conscious rappers are more a rapper who is like more on the social topics and things like that. I'm talking about those rappers who have like a complex flow, like Cannabis had a complex flow if you listen to it back in the day.
Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco sometimes.
It depends on what kind of
complex flow
song you're doing. Yeah, it depends on the song.
Yeah, or I mean, to some degree, I mean, the most I would say that has made it mainstream that has like a complex flow, or his fandom makes it more complex than what it is Kendrick Lamar. I mean, because there's a lot of hidden messages. I mean, hell, Lil Wayne too, to some degree, but I mean, his is a little more different.
No, that's my favorite rapper, dog.
But I mean, his is a little different than what I'm talking about. But I mean, his will have like hidden meanings and things like that too. But I mean, it just doesn't necessarily always work out. So I mean, I think you have to figure out, can you pivot and be adjacent to your dream, and that's where that going practical is. I mean, that's where like mind mapping and vision casting and all those tools come into play. Figuring out, if what's the saying? If you shoot for the star, shoot for the moon, or shoot for the shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll at least hit the stars or some shit like that. Basically,
like that, yeah. I know
aim high, and if you miss, you'll still be better than you were, or something along those lines. So look at that. I mean, it may be to be a producer, to be a A&R, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I don't even know if they're a thing in the way the music industry is now, but you have to look at it that way. And some people just see people on social media and think that because they're living their dream, I need to quit my 9 to 5 and go jump out here and start I can flip real estate tomorrow. Or
that's why everybody and their mamas are entrepreneurs right now.
I mean, being an entrepreneur is cool. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, I think that's the problem we're in right now. Is there's nothing wrong with it. There's equally nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5 job. And there's nothing wrong with, if you have a 9 to 5 job, letting your 9 to 5 fund your entrepreneurial endeavors. And I mean, I think that's the ultimate practicality, is if you have a 9 to 5 and your goal is to say, make clothes that are in Target, and your 9 to 5 is in the fashion industry somewhere, and you put your money into, classes and learning and getting in front of the right people, because you see a lot of times these people's jobs let them pivot into being the director of fashion for yada 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 or whatever. And then another thing is, there are some studies that even say like the concept of a dream job is bullshit, which is a fascinating one to me. What they actually, but see, hear me out now, and I'll tell you why. And to some degree, I agree with it, because on the surface, you're looking for really something that you can excel at and you find value in, right? And what they're saying is, it's not necessarily that you looking for a dream job, it's that you're looking for competence. When you're competent and capable in your stated profession, there's a little more fun, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go on the job and you know there is nothing that can happen at this job that's going to surprise me in a bad way. And every challenge I know that I'm going to face in the day to day, you know, it's going to happen. Like I'll give you an example. In 2015, same career, making probably 2/3 of what I make now. I had what was considered my dream job. I had fun. I was exhausted. I traveled a lot, but it was fun. I mean, I genuinely had fun. And that's because I was operating in my competency and didn't know at the time that that was going to be so much fun for me. But that was what created a dream job for me. I didn't wake up and say, oh my gosh, this is what I love to do. And, you know, I want to do that. I don't really have what I would consider a dream job per se. I just like certain tasks and like certain types of thinking for me. So that's where that kind of concept does make sense to me. What do you think?
But that wouldn't really be a dream job anyway. It just more fit your preference and your personality versus someone who says they have their dream job, i.e., um, somebody who's playing in the NFL, been playing football since fucking Pee Wee League, and they made it to the NFL. Now they're getting paid to do it. That's a dream job. Somebody who
But
was
hold that thought
the
right there. I
BlackBerry
mean, I agree with you, but that also confirms my point too, because that's also they're working in their competence. So it's not necessarily wrong. Like I see both arguments, I really do. But you think that person who just ends up in the NFL and ain't really that good is gonna have that same level of joy that that person you described? Go ahead.
But and then at the same time, let's take me for example. My competence level in the military was hand to hand. Like that shit was hand to hand. I was good at that shit. I was good at my fucking job. I did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't my dream though. I didn't give a fuck about that. I hated going to fucking work in the morning. That
So I feel like
and
nephew timing. Wait right there. But go ahead. Go ahead.
And I say that to say this, that you know what I'm saying, you could be competent at something but not have a passion for it, and that would to me that's what constitutes as what a dream job is. If you actually have a passion for that specific field that you're in, then yeah, absolutely dream job. Like you said, the competency of an NFL football player going to the NFL, dream job. And I get that, but
yeah,
somebody who's competent and can do the fucking job like that, and you just go to work, you know what to do, boop 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 boop. That's not necessarily a dream job just because you're competent in it and it fits kind of like your personality traits and everything like that. Like prime example, the Army personality traits. That's literally what these fucking tests and shit they do is for. So I don't really agree with that concept completely because there's levels to it, which is not wrong, but it's not completely right in my opinion. Also, because you can
I
still
agree with that. I agree with that.
That dream job where you just wake up fucking smiling and fucking happy every fucking day. You wanted to be a police officer your whole fucking life. Now you're a cop and you just every day you just like I'm so envious of people that have that sort of passion for their career path because I don't have one. I've never had one. It's always been do what the fuck I got to do to make these fucking ends meet and nothing more. So now that I'm almost fucking 40, slowly getting into that groove of finding what my passions are and who I am and everything like that, it's starting to be a little different. But you can I feel like there's definitely such thing as a dream job. But that competency thing, that was deep. That was good.
On your point, well, I agree that it's. I don't think there's an absolute either way, because the person could always want to be a cop, realize it's a crack of shit, and be like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, and realize that their dream is not really what they thought it was going to be.
But
to
they
your
keep doing
point,
it because they're good at it.
Could be, or they leave, or they burn out, or they get disenfranchised. So I mean, there's other areas in that too, or you pivot and do something adjacent. So I mean, there's other avenues too. But what I was going to say in your case in particular is, I think half of the reason why you felt like you did is because you had a shitty unit. So I think if you had a good high speed unit and you were doing what you were doing, and you didn't have the amount of fuckery that you had, you would have a lot more fun at work than you did, and you would probably still be in if you weren't so injured.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. My unit I had in Atlanta was the best fucking unit I've been to. Shout out to the 384 MLC, man. My guys forever, man. But great. I enjoyed it, but the day to day, and I mean just different shit. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me, but I was good at it, and everybody was straight. You know what I'm saying? Wife was straight, kids was straight, everything was fucking good. So I did it, and then, but like I mentioned, for me personally, that's just how it's always been. Because I mean, I started working my first job at 16, had a fucking baby at 17, so it's just been do what's practical versus
Sure.
doing what you want to do. Because doing what you want to do is not putting diapers on butts and foods in mouths. And now I'm at a point where everybody's older, so I can kind of pivot just a fucking little bit, just a fucking little bit to figure out what that is. And that's why I said I was not kind of, I'm envious of people who have envious and celebratory of them for having the passion and following their passion and doing what they love to do. I love seeing people on Facebook promoting this shit, doing what the fuck they do. Quentin, for prime example, with the clubs and the school and shit, he found his passion, he found his path, he doing what the fuck he do. Tyler doing this chiropractic thing, he doing what the fuck he do. Like everybody that's actually doing what they set out to do and have a passion for it, you could feel it when they talk to him, when you talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Certain people that's like, man, I gotta do this bullshit, but hey man, I'm getting paid, so fuck it. That's more practical. A dream is, hell yeah, man. I had to go to work, man. The shit was rough, but we did this, this, and this. And did you know you could do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H? You know what I'm saying? That's the difference for me, man.
We'll see. And I mean, I've been in the situation where I felt both in the same exact job. Just organizationally, things change. Because I remember going to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, this is fun. I'm having a ball, to this shit here. This shit here.
Yep. I ain't found mine yet, but I'm still, as long as I'm still breathing, my fucking eyes work, I'm gonna find that motherfucker.
I didn't even go to the rest of my points. So what I was gonna also say is going practical. Like a lot of times people like downplay that practicality of
they do.
He's just gonna, I mean, and there's a lot of things where you can take that 9 to 5 and you can do so much with it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, at Walmart that started off stocking or some shit, and they making money right now. Like, definitely do it. Ain't nothing wrong with being practical at all.
I mean, there's avenues to it, and I mean, you can be saying that you got like 15 side hustles and you got like 15 jobs, 15 businesses and all that stuff, and I'm a serial entrepreneur and it all sounds good, and you broke.
Oh, you miserable.
And you miserable. But it sounds good because everybody applauds you for that. I mean, and that's the thing that I've thought about is that I've met some people in my time that have owned businesses, and I've gotten to talk to them about like their numbers and stuff and how much they were doing versus how much they were making. And yes, there's tax benefits and write-offs and things like that. But if you look at their hourly rate,
that's what I did with the Army. I was like, man, this some bullshit.
Horrible. Yeah. So I mean, yes, entrepreneurship is cool. There's a lot of benefits to it. The earning potential is unlimited, but don't always attack it with rose-colored glasses because you could be on the other end of that spectrum just as easy if your plan ain't solid.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, I think that's all I got, man. You got anything else on this one?
No. Hey, do what works for you, man. I mean, if it's in your budget and your mind frame, if you got a dream and you just gonna follow it regardless, do it. If you think practical is what's best, then do it. I know people that's fucking did practical and they fucking retired and just living their dream and driving cyber trucks and shit like that. So I mean, y'all do what y'all do, man.
Yep, definitely.
All right, man. So recently, the Dragon Ball Z game came out, man, which is fire as fuck, by the way, man. I fucking love that game, man. It was fucking amazing. It's just like the last Budokai Takaichi, whatever the fuck the last shit on PlayStation was called. It's just like that times 10. So the game is amazing. But I watched Dragon Ball's Daima, or whatever the fuck they calling it. And I was bored. I watched 2 episodes and I was bored. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I think it's time for Dragon Balls to just be over, man. It's just like when there's nowhere else to go, it's boring now. So what do you think, man? Should Dragon Balls end?
So I've been kind of on the fence on this one. When you first brought it up, I was like, "Yep, end it. Put a fork in it. It's done." You know, it is what it is. It is the most influential anime, period. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Give it its flowers always. But then I thought about it a little bit with saying that. So, in thinking about where we are in like anime and how anime is consumed now, and I mean, I'm trying to think about an anime that you watched maybe 4 years ago that you maybe liked. You probably can't even know what that shit is now because so much new stuff has come out on top of it.
Man, it's
And
overwhelming.
it's overwhelming. And what's going to happen is the further and further we get removed, the further and further those key anime get out of the lexicon. So, I mean, I gave you like Full Metal, Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, Code Geass. I mean, they'll slowly start to fade out of the tops or whatever. And I think that's what will happen if it died. And I think the reason why it shouldn't per se. Now, here's what I think. I think what you could do is, treat it like the original Star Wars, upscale it to like, when to make it 4K or whatever, or in a few years make it 8K, or make it so it's technologically superior viewing experience for the time or whatever. But do we need to keep going? Because I think what happens is as we get older, it gets less interesting to us. But if you also got to think about it, it's bringing in new generations every day. And so on that end of the spectrum, no, keep it going. Like, don't just end it. I mean, I think it's kind of one of those cornerstones that you would have to, if you're an anime fan, you got to have some Dragon Ball at least watched. You don't have to like Dragon Ball. It ain't got to be your top 10. It sure as hell ain't my top 10. But you got to at least be versed in it to some degree to consider yourself a true anime fan, I think. And I think for that reason, I don't think it should die. But I don't think I need to watch anymore.
Fair enough.
And that's crazy because my answer has evolved in like an hour. So that wasn't if we did this an hour ago, that was not my answer.
But good answer.
What about you?
Well, like I said, man, we got the game. Played the game. The game is fucking fun as fuck. It really is. I enjoy it. Like, we don't even play WWE no more. We play fucking Dragon Balls. Oh, cool. Keontae even goes in that bitch and he practices to beat me. So the game is fun, but it's kind of tricky, like you said, man. Like, do I think it's been going on long enough for my generation, our generation? Absolutely. I think it's time for Dragon Balls to be put on the fucking shelf. Give it this motherfucking golden hat. Give us a little live action shitty Netflix series, and then be done with it. Be done with it. They're gonna have to do it. I heard rumors they was doing it. I haven't seen nothing personally, but I heard they was doing live action 2025. But should it end? Like, I don't know. It's tricky because Keontae is just not getting into it. Because since I've been playing the game, I've came back and I started with fucking Super because Diamond it's boring. I mean, it's boring. I'm gonna get on that soapbox for a second because it's literally like if you take in fucking Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball GT and they had a fucking baby, and that's what fucking Diamond seemed like it's gonna fucking be. Like, it's really dumb. It's stupid. Like,
well, I get it. I mean, because I think you have to watch Dragon Ball, I think, to get it, because there's a large contingent of the fan base that likes Dragon Ball, but not Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball has there's fights, there's good fights, there's classic fights, but there's also like the adventures, the journeys, and stuff like that too. And that's a lot of people who grew up on Dragon Ball and like Dragon Ball don't like Dragon Ball Z for, because it's just bopping along to the next fight. I mean, most of the fights
That's what I
happen on
prefer.
the out, huh?
That's what I prefer.
I mean, and I think it depends too, because I mean, a lot of us saw Dragon Ball Z first in
Yeah,
the 90s. So
yeah.
you are a
I
product of
didn't.
that, and it's a product of the 90s.
Yeah, I didn't finish Dragon Ball until I was deployed in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I actually watched Dragon Ball from beginning to
Mm-hmm.
end. I never watched it. I was always Dragon Ball Z first. But I mean, just even watching it now with the boys, I mean the fights are
Yeah.
still good. It's more funny now. Like now that I'm older, I feel Vegeta. Like I'm jumping on the Vegeta
Most
bandwagon.
people do. Most people do.
Like, but it's all anime needs to come to an end. I'm at that phase for myself with anime that you have a good ending, leave it alone, and just let this shit fucking end and put that shit on the fucking shelf. Don't feel like you got to keep recreating shit. And with Dragon Balls, it's like they continuously recreating shit. And
Yeah.
watching the new Dragon Balls fucking anime, I'm just like, man, this shit is fucking boring. Like, it's
I
boring.
think
There's
I
this.
think what I think what hurt Dragon Ball Z, or the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole, to me. I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, no.
Oh, okay. What hurt the franchise to me is, if you remember how Dragon Ball Z ends, it's like a pan in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they're at the World Martial Arts tournament, and it's like a descendant that looks just like a Goku, and it's
Yeah.
a descendant that just looks like
Mm-hmm.
looks just like a Vegeta, and I
Yeah.
think it's like
T.
Pan is the grandma,
Mm-hmm.
and she sees them fighting and all that stuff. So it basically throws that out as being non-canon, really. And I think what messes it up, as you go from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super, it still becomes, what power is Goku gonna gain now? I mean, nobody
It's like
grows.
Bleach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, oh, another powerful opponent reached a new level. It's the
yeah.
same
I
shit
mean,
as fucking Bleach.
that's really it. So I mean, because of that, and it's always Goku.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I guess, to your point, in Bleach is always Ichigo. So I mean, I think because of that, you don't have a chance to follow other characters. I mean, and I think they wanted to do that with Gohan. Like, I've always heard stories, and I don't know if it's rumor or whatever, but after the Cell games, Goku was supposed to be the man. I mean, Gohan was supposed to be the man,
Yeah, I
and it
remember
was
that.
supposed to be him as the lead. But no, they were like, bring back Goku. And I mean, they gonna milk that Goku train. They turn to a
I
kid.
really
He can
hate
grow
how
up
they
again.
Gohan, man. Gohan
Yes.
was my favorite after the fucking Cell games, and the fucking movie that came out like a couple years ago, like the Beast Gohan or whatever. That movie was trash, bro. That shit was
Well,
ass.
and the other
It was
thing is, you always
ass.
get the teases of the battle hardened future Gohan with the scars and the one arm, and
Mm-hmm.
where'd that dude at?
He was garbage too.
I mean, he got work too, but still. I mean, I think you never really got. I mean, they're all like background. Like, you can watch a Gohan fight or a Goten fight or a Trunks fight, and you're like, okay, eventually they're gonna get to a point where they lose, and it's gonna be Goku and Vegeta again. And I mean, I guess, Saiyans age slowly, so it's gonna take forever.
Yeah,
And I think that's the issue too, is there's no character growth. And I mean, if we've been 40 years in the game, 30 years in the game,
mm.
and we still doing the same thing.
But yeah, like you were saying, man, with how it ended, like I wouldn't even mind it if they did like the next generation, kind of like they tried to do with Baruto, which I think
Yeah.
Baruto is fucking horrible. But that would have been dope if they would have did the
Mm-hmm.
next generation and Pan was old and everybody else was dead and all the other shit. Like that would have been something interesting to see. But and then with the new Dragon Balls anime, you made Goku a kid again. Like this is GT. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's Dragon Ball GT for kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what they did. They made it real, like fucking wide nine or whatever the fuck the little
Well, it's to really
shit.
submit that Dragon Ball GT never happened. because you know that GT is the Bruno of the Dragon Ball universe. So,
but that was my shit. Like GT was one of the best fucking ones to me. Like we go get the fucking DVDs from what's that shit called? Game Quest or some shit like that. Like dope, that was my shit. Like GT.
So GT was boring as shit at first. So like out of the 60 or so episodes, like it doesn't get good until I think it gets to the Dark Dragon Ball saga.
Yeah.
That's
Baby was
baby,
good.
yeah. But to lead
It
up
ain't
to
get
that,
good to Baby, yeah.
yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay.
Well,
So yeah,
Android
I remember.
17, that shit was good.
I didn't even care about that.
Merge.
He was like, oh,
because everybody was coming back from the dead and shit like that.
Yeah.
I thought that one was I like that one personally, but that
yeah.
I think it needs to come to an end. I think it's time to let something else shine just a little bit, man. And you know, because there's a lot of long titled animes out here. It's a lot of long titles. Let some of these long titles fucking live. Like the hero that healed everybody but stopped just short of healing everybody, and a booty hole was wide open, so he looked in at Sokka. Like
and he went to hentai, everybody. He went to hentai.
I don't even know what I ain't never seen one. No, that's a lie. I have seen one. But you know what? We're gonna talk about it on the next one. I ain't gonna go there right now. But should Dragon Balls end? My personal opinion is yeah. It's time for Dragon Balls to go ahead and sit on the shelf with all the greats and let something else fucking come and take its place.
I think finish Super and then re-release it every so often. You know, 8K, if 12K becomes a thing, make that a thing. If you want to condense it like Kai style, do that. Or you know, make something to fill in the gap between Z and Super or something, and leave it at that. Or you know,
they
keep it
simple.
Gap. Yeah, I guess you're right.
The same way they did GT. It was right after Majin Buu.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So just upscale it for the new generations, and that's it. I think we're good.
Absolutely. But the game is fire though. The game is good. If y'all ever played Tenkaichi or any of them other shits, like this shit fire. Matter of fact, if you playing on PS5, put your fucking gamer tag in the comments because we going online tomorrow because I gotta whoop Tyler's ass, I gotta whoop Trey's ass, and I gotta add Micah and whoop his ass. So I'm just whooping asses. That's what's happening, man. I used to actually before we move on, I used to actually win money playing fucking Budokai 3. And everybody I played with didn't watch Dragon Balls, but I did, so I knew who to pick. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and I fucking wash everybody. But I'm still fire with them, man. But I got my sons in there motivated to practice and do all that shit, man. So it's kind of fun. And Tangi's boyfriend, he plays. So the game is really fun. But the actual anime, just go ahead and just leave it where it is, bro.
Cool. So y'all leave y'all gamer tags and let us know what you think.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the very last check-in. For once, I actually have mine still on me. My brother ain't got shit in his hands right now that we can see.
We holding on.
What the fuck is that?
No. We holding on. We holding on. We still got some.
What the fuck is that? No, he's still holding on. I forgot what that shit's called, man, but that shit works.
The perfect draw, man. The perfect draw.
Cigar smokers, weed smokers, y'all go ahead and get y'all one of those. But the cigar as a whole, I mean, it was good, man. It was balanced. It wasn't overpowering. It wasn't weak as fuck. It didn't taste too nasty. I didn't get no hints or nothing because I don't retro hell. But I mean, it was a good cigar, and it went real good with the vodka. I mean, I haven't had bad pairing with the vodka yet, not yet. And this one was probably perfectly with the vodka I chose tonight, man. So, how about yours?
So this is what's left. Still got a little more. The smoke's not hot, so I mean I can still probably get a little bit more out of this one. Still getting a little bit of flavor. It's a good cigar. I mean, it always has been. I mean, you know the cigar if you've had it. It's, I mean, good smoke, good performance, good construction, good flavor. I mean, it's not a complex flavor bomb or nothing like that, but it's a good cigar. I'd say it's like a good. I'd even recommend this to a beginner. I mean, let a beginner get a good cigar. It's not one they're gonna have to fight with, and they can just smoke and chill. So I'd recommend this one as like an advanced level beginner cigar.
Might be a new topic. Beginner cigars for y'all.
I'm down. We can do it. And then the cider is good, man. I'm enjoying this. And I feel pretty good too. So don't feel like I'm gonna regret this in the morning. So definitely excited about that. Even though I got to get up early tomorrow morning, it's still gonna be okay. But yeah, good pairing overall. Happy with it. Hope next time we record to get to something a little more traditional. But if not, I can do cider again. I do this again. You got anything else for the people before we end this thing?
The only thing I got, I know this is gonna come out after the fact, but shout out to my motherfucking niece, man. She gonna kill that shit in the morning, man. Y'all better watch out. Volleyball action going, man. My niece is gonna fucking destroy that shit. Spikes and every fucking thing, man. Like,
Well, by the time this come out, she'll have a few more games in her belt. So yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. So shout out to my niece, man. But in all seriousness, guys, think about what you're doing with your life, man. Follow what makes you happy versus what pays the bills, if that makes sense. I know it pays the bills, but you gotta weigh your fucking, work-life balance. Focus on work-life balance. That's really all I got.
So to that point, there was a guy, Chris Hogan, I think his name is. He used to be affiliated with the Dave Ramsey group. And if you know about Dave Ramsey, Financial Guru, 7 Baby Steps, all that stuff, debt-free, burn your credit cards guy. But one thing he said is dream in high definition. And what that meant was don't just say, I have a dream to do ... Dream in detail. What do you want to be? How do you want to get there? What do you want to do? Say I want to be a doctor. I want to be a neurosurgeon in the East Coast, leader in my field or whatever, driving a good car. I don't drive a Cybertruck.
It's just ugly as fuck.
Driving something better than a Cybertruck, having a stable of cars, riding a Ducati, whatever you want it to be. Go in that level of detail. What kind of house you want, where you want it at, how many bedrooms. Go in that level of detail, and then once you get there, how you gonna get there? What school you gonna go to? How you gonna pay for it? Think about all those things, and then once you start having that plan mapped out, you can start seeing, okay, what do I need to do to get from this phase to that phase? And you'll be so much further than you were the day before you did that. And there's tons of tools out there that help you do that. And with that, like always, there's videos on the screen. Take a look at those. There are other stuff from us. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Episode 120. What are we on? 8 now in the books.
We out. Yes.